Hello students, now our next topic is solution. So before starting this topic, let me tell you that we will be discussing solution, colloid, suspension. Three things we will be discussing, but these are based upon homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture only. That means solution, suspension and colloid. All three are examples of homo and heterogeneous mixtures. So they are considered mixtures only. Now what happens in solution? It is homogeneous mixture, whereas colloid and suspension, they are considered heterogeneous mixtures. Now in solution we will be discussing the thing, but before that I should tell you about colloid also. Colloid looks like homogeneous, but actually it is heterogeneous mixture. So we will be considering one solution in homogeneous and two things, that is colloid and suspension in heterogeneous mixture. Now let's start solution. A solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. When you are taking solid and solid, you are mixing them and it is homogeneous. Then example is alloys. Solid plus liquid, that is salt solution, sugar solution, tincture of iodine. Tincture of iodine is iodine dissolved in alcohol, which is also known as betadine, and it is used as an antiseptic. Then next one is gas and liquid. Example is cold drinks. Liquid and liquid, that is ink in water, lemonade, and gas plus gas. The example is air. So all these are homogeneous mixtures and they can be considered as solution. But in solutions generally one of the part is water, or you can say any liquid. Now we shall consider here the next topic, that is based on that only. A solution has solvent and solute. So solvent is in more quantity, that is the thing which is more in amount, that is solvent, whereas the substance which is less in amount, that is solute. So for example, if we are taking salt solution or sugar solution, then we will be taking water in more amount and salt or sugar will be taking in less amount, and we'll be mixing in that and making a mixture, homogeneous mixture. So that will be called solution. So solute will be salt or sugar and solvent will be water. Here you can see the concentration of a solution. Depending upon the amount of solute present in a solution, it can be called dilute or concentrated. All of you are aware about dilute acids and concentrated acids or bases. So it is mentioned on the chemical bottles also sometimes in our chemistry lab. So what is the meaning of dilute or concentrated? Actually it is the concentration of a solution. That means if the solvent is more, or you can say water is more, then it is dilute. And if the concentration of solute is more and solvent is less, that is water is less, and the thing which you are adding in it is more, then it is considered concentrated. So basically what happens, let us take an example. If you are taking any acid, for example hydrochloric acid, then if you are taking water and you are mixing acid in it drop by drop, then water should be more and acid should be less, then it is termed as dilute acid. But if the acid concentration is more and the water which you have dissolved is less, then it is considered concentrated acid. Now let's come to the next thing, that is saturated solution. When no more solute can be dissolved in a solution at a given temperature, it is termed as saturated solution. That means if we are dissolving a solute in solvent, then a time comes, a particular saturation point comes where no more solute can be added in particular solvent. For example, हम water लेते हैं, उसमें salt और sugar mix करते हैं, तो एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम आएगा जब सॉल्ट और शुगर मिक्स होना बंद हो जाएंगे. दैट पर्टिकुलर temperature at given temperature and the particular point at which it stops mixing, that is known as saturation point, and the solution is termed as saturated solution. Now what is solubility? The amount of solute present in the saturated solution at a particular temperature is known as solubility. That means at particular temperature, room temperature we should take. Then if we are mixing salt or sugar in solvent and it stops dissolving, that means saturation is reached. Then what will happen? The amount of solute which is present in that particular solvent or water, that is termed as its solubility. So solubility can be increased also by increasing the temperature. Therefore I have told you that it depends on a particular temperature. So here is one more thing, super saturated solution. When more solute can be added in saturated solution by increasing the temperature, then the solution is called super saturated solution. So let us consider one example, that at room temperature we are dissolving sugar in water, and at a particular point, saturation point, no more sugar can be added. But by increasing the temperature, हमने पानी को उसको गर्म किया, we are increasing the temperature, then more sugar can be added and dissolved in it. Then that solution will become super saturated solution. So these are the main points and things which are included in concentration of a solution. Now we can calculate also concentration of solution by the formulas. That is, amount of solute upon amount of solution is considered as concentration of solution. So there are some formulas to calculate it. One is mass per mass percentage. That means mass upon mass percent. Here you have to take mass of solute upon mass of solution multiply by 100. Another formula is mass upon volume percent, that is mass per volume percent. Then mass of solute you have to take upon volume of solution you have to take multiply by 100. Another example, another formula is molarity, number of moles of solute upon volume of solution in liter. So here you have to take number of moles. Now what are moles? See, here it is written number of moles is equals to given mass upon molar mass. That means given mass of a substance upon its molar mass. For example, I am saying 15 gram of NaCl, that is salt. So 15 gram of NaCl, here the mass which is given is 15 gram. So given mass will be 15 gram, and molar mass of NaCl will be the mass of sodium and chlorine. So sodium is having mass 23 and chlorine is having mass 35.5. So total it will become 58.5. So you will be writing like this, 15 upon 58.5, that will be number of moles. So here number of moles of solute will come in molarity upon volume of solution in liters. But this formula will be used in 11th and 12th class, your higher classes, for calculating the molarity or the concentration of a particular solution in experiments. So this is not considered important and not used in this class. Rather the two formulas which we have discussed before will be considered important here. Mass per mass and mass per volume percent, they are important, and molarity is not so important in this particular class, but it is extra for your knowledge and for your higher classes. So now we'll be discussing suspension also. It is heterogeneous mixture, as I have told you before. in which the solute particles do not dissolve but remain suspended throughout the medium. So in suspension you can see the solute particles which are present or roaming here and there in random motion in the solvent. So for example, sand and water, I have given you the example. So sand particles are suspended in the whole mixture, so they are considered as suspension. You can see the particles with naked eyes.